Hey guys, welcome to the February 8th Diesel Nation team call. I'm here today with the one and only amazing superstar, my Taurus sister, Arlyn Pino. I'm super excited to have her featured on the call today because she's just like amazing, super duper hustler, which I love. So we're just gonna pick her brain today. She's gonna share some tips and her strategies and why she's in this business with us. So today I just want to start off really quick because I don't want to make this call super long because her little girl's sick. So I want her to be able to go and do her thing. Remind you of a couple things. The Team Cup is in full swing right now. And that is a massive, massive way for you to grow your business in February. Take action today. And what I mean is, if you haven't created a list, that is step number one. So you need to have a list. You need to be working off a list. You need to have a goal. Write down how many people you want to help in February. And then at least multiply that number by 5 because that's the amount of people you're going to have to talk to in order to hit those kind of goals. But you have to have direction. So make sure that you're very clear and specific on when, by what date you want to hit Success Club and how many points. Make sure that you're collaborating with your team, you're sharing tips, and that you're going all in. I'm telling you that what I've seen in the Cup team months are just extraordinary as far as rank advancements, income, volume. So make sure that you're participating with your team. For everyone who registered for the push, we kicked that off today and with an amazing recruiting training. I hope you guys were on and watched that training because I'm telling you that's going to be a go-to recruiting training for us for the future. Amazing, lots of tips, and you just got to make sure you implement everything that you learn. One of the things I wanted you to point out today is make sure you go into the Coach Online office, Breaking Coach News, and you're going to see that a preview Cardio 1 for 22 Hardcore by Tony Horton is now available in Beachbody On Demand. So if you're a club member, which I hope most of you are, you will be able to access and do the very first sneak peek for 22 Hardcore. I actually did it yesterday. I even had my son do a couple moves with me. And it's basic, but it's intense, and you're going to like it. It's a completely different vibe than every other program in Beachbody. So get in there. Make sure that you tell your customers who are Beachbody On Demand members to go in and check it out. Because remember, in March, and I don't know have a date yet, in March, the next program is launching. 22 Hardcore is going to be huge. So make sure that you're educated and you start doing your thing in terms of that. And what I mean is get in contact with all your military friends, get in contact with all your friends that love Tony Horton and start sharing about this new program. There is a new email collector in the Coach Online office, which is awesome. Don't forget about all the Challenge Pack promotions this month. There's a whole bunch, and they're all listed in the Coach Online office. There was a great national wake-up call today with my friend David Atkins. So if you missed that, make sure you click on that news story and grab the replay line. It's only about 40 minutes, guys. Invest time in listening to the national wake-up call. So let's get to the meat and potatoes. Arlyn's waiting patiently. I love Arlyn. Arlyn, you're awesome. Like I said, she's my Taurus sister. We actually really hung out for the first time at my sister's 15-star diamond retreat back in June. And it's just like, we're soul sisters, you know, we had a really, really great time. She's married to Pino. He's awesome, super, super awesome guy. And their daughters are super cute. Me and Sophia are really cute. And she's just, like I said, she's just, to me, exemplifies the grind. She's a hustler. She doesn't back down. It's kind of like me and my sister. We kind of have the same kind of like no matter what it takes attitude. And that's what I believe in this business. You have to have. It has to be ingrained in you because honestly, right, I'm sure Arlyn will agree with me that this is not rocket science. Okay, we're not building like peace treaties or writing like code for some unique program. We are changing lives, but you have to want it, and you have to have a deep why, and you have to do the basic daily activities every single day, right, Arlyn? Every single day for a long period of time and stay consistent. And that's how the successful people in this business make it happen, because they show up every day and get it done. So she's a 2-star diamond coach, but I'm sure we'll go into that story. And one thing that I'm very proud of her is that she, we spoke throughout all last year, and she just pushed so hard to get to that new leader conference, and she hit her goal, and she hit 2-star diamond, was able to open her second business center, and is just, she's enthused and just refocused on her business right now. So without further ado, we're gonna do a question and answer session. Arlyn, I want you to tell us a little bit about how you got started with Team Beachbody, and why did you decide to become a coach?
Okay, well, I want to start off by saying thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, it's an honor to be on this call, and here we go. So how I started was like everyone else with Beachbody. I was very skeptical. I was very against joining Beachbody. It took a while for me to join. It took about a year of me following Christina and seeing everything that all these Beachbody coaches were doing. And one day I was sitting there, and everyone had just gotten off the cruise from the Success Club trip 2 years ago. And I thought to myself, these Beachbody people, they just look like they're these happy people that are always positive, excited about helping people. And all they do is travel. Like, why not me? I like helping people. I love being happy and positive. I'm just going to take the leap of faith. And a little something inside of me told me, just do it. Message the stranger and tell her that you want to sign up and just go for it. At the time, I was 8 months pregnant with Mia Bella, and I had a 1-year-old at home. And I figured if I join, I'm going to help others while I get in the best shape of my life. And that's how it's been. I had 2 under 2 when I started really working the business, and it's been nonstop ever since.
That's right. And not to mention that you are a teacher.
Yes.
Right? Second grade, right?
Second grade full-time teacher. Yes.
You're a second grade teacher, and I've seen your before and after pictures. Well, I've seen you in a bikini a million times, but you look amazing. So not only did this business give you, the drive, but you've gotten into the best shape with 2 tiny little girls, because they're babies still. So awesome. So can you this is always a big topic, and I really want you to talk about this and how you set your goals. But when did it click for you? Because you see us traveling, and people see us having all this fun, and it may seem like, oh, these people, all they do is like party, but right. We do work. So when did it click for you, like that this business is real and that it could possibly, free you from a daytime job?
Okay, so like I said, when I started, I was pregnant. Then I went on maternity leave. When I had to go back from maternity leave and leave my 2 babies behind, that's when it hit me. And I was still skeptical about running with the business, but leaving them behind so little was frustrating me. And knowing that I could be a present mom with this business, it made me think that I can do it. And it was at my fingertips. Like, being a present mom is literally at my fingertips right now. And like I tell everyone, we all have the same tools. It's not, like you said, it's not rocket science. Beachbody does an amazing job with providing us with training. Our team has amazing training videos. And it's just a matter of applying it and really wanting it. And if you don't have a why and you haven't revisited your why, I say you do it every day. And if you think of your why every single day, I promise you that you'll get there. Because that's what I do every day. I revisit my why, and every time, I'm not even going to lie, right before the call, I'm exhausted. I didn't sleep last night, and a piece of me was not even that excited about the call because I'm drained from work and my babies. But I told myself, I'm like, this call is going to get me one step closer to that. So it's a matter of sacrifices, and like Mindy always says, being relentless.
Absolutely. And speaking of sacrifices, I mean, what kind of sacrifices have you had to make? Because you're juggling a lot, and you're balancing a lot, a relationship and your family and work and this, and, so what kind of sacrifices have you had to make in order to get to your why?
Well, I don't watch TV. I don't listen to music. When my husband is with the girls, thank God he's very helpful, and he is watching TV, I literally have my earphones on and I'm behind my computer working and applying everything that I'm learning. I drink coffee at night. I know it sounds crazy, but that's what gets me going to get to my power hour. I don't listen to the radio in the car. It's all personal development. And I love music and I love dancing, but I tell myself the more I listen to PD, the more focused I'll stay in the business. And it's just a matter of priorities. Pino and I love going out on the weekends. And I told him this year, our weekends are going to revolve around being at home. And that's what we've been doing since January. We've been homebodies and I just work the business. These are sacrifices for now that in the long run will pay off.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. And I'm just going to touch upon a little bit of what you said. I know when I was working full time, it was the same for me. And as soon as my kids were put to bed at 8 so that I could do stuff. And it was like from 8 to whenever I got tired, and I go to sleep early because I just need to sleep. Plus I was waking up at 4:45 to work out. So it was like mad rush, put the kids to sleep. And then it was like no TV. It was like scheduling all my posts, doing all the little the loose ends, the power hour right after to make it work. And I actually sat my kids down and my husband, and we agreed as a family. And they were little. They probably didn't understand. We said sacrifices are going to have to be made. If this is the goal, as a family, we're going to have to make sacrifices. When you want something that bad, you make it happen.
You work around it and you do make it happen.
Absolutely. So I urged everyone on this call tonight that, maybe working jobs or, even if you're a stay-at-home mom, you have things that you would have to sacrifice at home. You'd have to maybe not do an extra load of laundry or some other chore in order to work in the business. You need to have a clear vision of what you want. And then some things are going to have to slide. It's just it is what it is. And if you're wasting time on the TV, that's the first thing you need to cut out, because the time you're wasting there could be applied to working your business. I actually spoke about that at Summit. So, so the power hour. So that was perfect intro into the next topic. So, everyone has different things that are important to them to grow their business, different, I call them the no matter what's. And this is actually something that we also talked about at Summit. And it's actually really important, because you have to have a clear vision of what pushes your business forward. So what do you do? What are your activities, the essentials, the ones that you don't let slide, that are pushing your business forward every day?
Okay, every day. Obviously, we know the 3 vital behaviors, but I still listed them as my top 5. I listen to personal development. Mainly right now I'm focusing on leadership, because that's an area that I want to better myself in now that my business is growing. But I divide it. In the morning, I just focus on positive personal development so that I can be positive and start my day that way and attract positivity. And then at night, when I'm learning the business, is when I focus on the leadership, personal development, or training videos. I listen to personal development, like I said, in the car, while I'm taking a shower, while I'm doing dishes. As long as I can, I listen to it. I invite a lot. I go for as many no's as I can, because eventually everyone that says no is going to say yes. In January, I believe it was the 2nd of the month, I was already at Success Club, I want to say like 8 or 10. And everyone was like, what's the secret? I was like, the secret was that I went for no for a whole year, because everyone that I closed on that date had been telling me no since last January, and some of them even before that. So go for as many no's as you can. Add 3 people daily to your network, whether you're searching your high school class that you graduated, search old jobs that you've had, search friends of friends. You might feel like a stalker, but whatever, it works. And most of my people right now are complete strangers, and hey, I'm happy with that. Invite daily, whether it's private messaging or posting. Be consistent with your posting. I have noticed that whenever I don't post consistently, my business does go down. And the way I see it is, if you didn't post it, it didn't happen. So even if you enjoyed your Shakeology, if you didn't post it, the world doesn't know that you believe in those 70 superfoods. So take a picture and post it. And I've made it a habit. I watch at least 2 YouTube videos every day, whether it's from Melanie Mitchell or the top coaches in Diesel Nation. Whatever I'm struggling with at the moment, I YouTube it, I search it, and that's how I learn it. I take notes, and I train my team to duplicate them to how I want our team to grow. So
I
just
love that.
consider this all like being in college all over again. It's all about learning and applying yourself.
I love that. And I love that you are being resourceful and going out and finding the information yourself, because YouTube is like a wealth of knowledge and it has to be used to your advantage. So I absolutely agree. So I want to ask you, hold on, because this is not on the list of questions, but I just
Oh,
thought about
great.
something. Um, you talked about, like the warm market. You kind of talked about now that people are, they're strangers and that you've gone in friends of friends because, you live not too far from here. You actually know everybody on my block. So we have a gazillion mutual friends, just like me and my sister do. But yet we have consistently, the three of us and many others on Diesel Nation that are mutual friends, have consistently hit successful 5 or 10 every single month. So how is it that, what do you focus on? Like when you do the social media, are you just friending as many people as you can? Are you hitting Instagram and hashtagging? Like, how are you finding these people? And do you use in person?
Okay. So with Facebook, what I do is that I just, whenever I see mutual friends, I'll click on their page. If they have two kids, right off the bat, I add them. And even a lot of times before, I wouldn't add them if they were friends with Christina, because I'm like, they're just going to go with her. But then I quickly realized there's some of those people that have gone with me and not her. And I'm like, you know what? I had a lot of mutual friends at the beginning that I could have signed up with. And I went with Christina. There was just something about Christina that clicked in, and I chose her to be my coach. So the same way that I did that, other people out there are doing that. So it's a matter of connecting with people. If you see that someone is struggling with their toddlers, that same day I'll post something on how I'm struggling with my toddlers. They hit like or they comment on it, and I start building relationships like that. As far as Instagram, I'm still learning Instagram right now. The hashtags, I'm not gonna lie, sort of drive me crazy. So I'm focusing on Facebook. And once I feel like my Facebook is where it needs to be, I'll focus on Instagram. I do post double because I have a lot of people on Instagram that are not on Facebook, but it's just about building relationships and connecting with people. Right now, my market is busy moms with little babies. And if I can do it, they can do it. There's no excuse out there. Anytime they tell me they don't have time, I use myself as an example. And 99% of the time, they sign up just because they relate with my busy schedule.
I love that you said that about, your brand, because I actually wanted to touch upon that. That's so important, because what you just said, and I hope everybody writes that down, is she knows that her niche is busy moms with toddlers. So of course she is going to tailor her posts to talk directly to those people. And those are the ones that are going to relate to her story, to her challenges, to where she is right now in her life. I just urge all of you, if you guys do not know what your niche is or your brand is, that you start thinking about that today. Because what you're doing, and I'm sure Arlyn will agree, if you're not being specific in the way that you post and who you're talking to, it's like throwing spaghetti against the wall.
And I'll jump in on that.
Yeah.
At first, I try everything. And I would post about everything and anything. I would post for old people, young people, single mom, divorced mom. And it was getting too crazy that I wasn't targeting for that one audience. And when I just started focusing on that one audience, it truly does make a difference in your business.
Absolutely. Because I figured out, mine, and I talk to those women specifically, women in their 40s and that are moms and are fighting to get their bodies back. And people relate to that because it's very specific. Men do not relate to me. They don't. Maybe the ones that work out a lot and are like, hardcore into the gym, they kind of relate to that because I'm like that too. But there's no other common ground there. So when I speak to people on my posts or my challenge group invitations, they're very clear cut who I'm looking for, what woman I want to help. And you guys need to do that too. You guys can go to Google and search Katie Heifner, the Avatar blog, and that will help you outline how you can start writing down some of your personal qualities. And that's how you're going to figure out who it is that you want to work with. And you need to be clear about that today. So thank you, Arlyn. That was amazing. So wait, we talked a lot about social media. So I want you to tell us what's one action that you recommend right now that all of us, including me, need to start implementing to start growing our business this year and moving our business forward.
Well, it's crazy that I'm saying this because before going to California, I would have never said this. So here I go. Consider recruiting a blessing. Your coach recruiting you was the biggest blessing that happened. So don't be afraid of recruiting. Just throw it out there and just recruit. And that's how you're going to grow your team.
I agree. Do you have any strategies on recruiting that you want to share?
Well, right now my focus is I'm still not a full-time Beachbody coach. So I'm trying to find my niche when it comes to that. So how I'm going around it is converting my challengers, whether they're discount coaches or just regular customers, into coaches. So the moment that my challenge group starts, I have little competitions where it makes them post daily. By them posting daily, they're doing the job of a coach. So I have one-on-one conversations almost every day with the majority of my challengers. Before, I would dump them in there and I wouldn't talk to them. Now I'm building that relationship. Within 7 days of them being a challenger, I start telling them, thank you so much for participating. You're making my job so much easier. I don't have internet access at work. So you're doing my job without even knowing it. So automatically, they get excited and enthusiastic about it, and they start posting even more. Right before their Shakeology ships out, then that's when I start talking to them about the business, whether they just want to save money on Shakeology or they want to pay it forward. And that's how I've been converting them into working the business and being added onto the training.
Great tip. And if you guys noticed, or maybe you didn't, but I did, she compliments them. So it's a couple things. She's converting challengers to coaches, which we always say is very, very important because these customers are getting a taste of a challenge group. They're kind of like coaches in training. They're falling in love with the products. But at the same time, what she's doing is exceeding the level of service. She's talking to them on the back end, privately building a relationship with them, pumping them up, but she's also complimenting them and telling them why they should be a coach, that they're already doing the work. Thank you for helping me run my group. Those are all the little things. Those are all the little seeds and the breadcrumbs that you need to start throwing on the ground when you're running a challenge group. You can't just dump your people into a group and walk away and expect that it's just going to run itself. You need to be an active participant. And it's clear that Arlyn's been doing a good job of that because she's converting her customers to coaches. I think that's one of the essential key recruiting things that we need to master right now. It's, be a great challenge group runner, if you want to call it that, and then convert right then and there, because those are the people that get it. They know, they've drank the Kool-Aid. They know what it takes to be a coach.
Yeah, don't be afraid of it. See it as a blessing. You're doing them a favor and bettering their life all around the same way your coach did with you. And even if they say no, you keep on and on and on, and you become persistent with it, and eventually they'll come around.
Speaking of no's, before we go a little bit further, I know a lot of people, get disheartened and they let the no's destroy them. How did you overcome that, like at the beginning?
Well, at the beginning it was hard. I would cry, I would take it personal, but there was just something inside of me that wouldn't let me quit. And even if they would tell me no and I would get angry, the way I started seeing it was their loss. They're the ones that are going to go back into their crash diets. They're going to come around eventually, and I'm going to continue doing me, and I'm not going to erase them from my list. So I still have my list from when I first started working the business, that it's incredible that I go back and I'm able to highlight those names a year later. But there's still names on that list that I know eventually I'm going to be able to highlight off my list. It's just a matter of believing that they're saying not now.
That's right.
It doesn't mean no forever. It's not now.
Absolutely. And one of the things that is just so clear to me is it's like it's just the reaping and the sowing. You're planting all these seeds. You're talking. Yes, you're gonna get no's. We all get no's. I get no's. But you've continued to drop those seeds and drop them in huge numbers, and then in spurts you start to harvest, and they start to come around. And the no's start to convert. You just can't, if your why is strong, you cannot let a no because someone doesn't want to invest in themselves, let them derail you from your dreams. And that's one of the things that is one of the, I think, the hardest for a new coach to overcome, because some people let the no's just like stop them cold. I'm just here to urge you today not to. I can tell you that when I first started as a coach, I thought I had been posting about Beachbody for 2.5 years. I thought the moment I sign up, people are just going to come to me. They're just going to buy. That's what I thought. My first sale, my sister got for me. And after that, I didn't make another sale for 3 weeks. And I was like, oh, this is too hard. I don't think that this is going to work. I don't know. I thought it was going to be easier. And a coworker told me, Becky, don't give up. You're meant to do this. Keep posting, keep sharing. It's going to work. And like 2 weeks later was when everything just, all the planting of the seeds, all the people I talked to, all the posts, it all started to move. But I put in a lot of initial work. And just like Arlyn is doing, you have to put in a lot of initial work to get the momentum going.
It's like anything else in life. If it's easy, it's not worth it. And you just have to be persistent.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So now that we're coming up on 30 minutes, but now that we started the push today, there's another one I just thought of. How did the last year's push, for everyone who is participating in the push 2 right now, and they've got these goals, and I hope that everybody has them written down. Number 1, how did you write your goals when you started the push last year, and how did the push go for you last year? What kind of momentum did it give you?
Well, I did write my goals. At the time, we had a big goal to hit as a team with Christina, and I told myself, like, there's no way around it. Like, I have to hit. When I set a goal, it's pretty much like a deadline. Like, there's no way around it. If I say I'm going to hit something in May, I consider that deadline. I might hit it in June or so, but at least my focus is on that date. So I did write down my goals. I did the training that they would post every day. I considered it like a VIP training from all these top coaches giving us their secret sauce, like they call it, and applying myself. I knew that if I watched the videos, I did the assignments that were posted, that I would reach my goal. And I mean, it's not like Christina had posted the other day. It's not just sit there, pray, and hope that you hit diamond or 1-star diamond. You have to apply yourself. You have to put in the work. They're giving you the tools. Now it's just a matter of applying them. So yeah, I mean, the push did give me the momentum to hit diamond and reach my goal. And it gave me, like they call it, the push to get there.
Yeah, absolutely. The key there is implement. You have to, the recruiting is number 1, and we're going to give you this whole entire first week is going to be on recruiting. So it's like, soak it in and then go do it. Don't be a hoarder of information. I know a lot of, I think they spoke about that, NLC. Don't collect information and then put it away in a notebook. Like, actually go out and do it. Another thing is looking at what you've done in the past and criticizing yourself. Like, if it's not working, why isn't it working? Let me change it. Don't continue to beat a dead horse and do things that are not producing results for you. Learn and change it and go for your dreams. I know for me, setting goals was like you, I running list of goals, always tracking everything. And it always helped me keep my eye on the prize, even with income goals, always knowing what's the next step. Where am I going next? What do I need to do to get to the next step? So the last question for you is, and I want you to just go with it, but I know that attending the New Leader Conference was a big deal for you and that you really wanted to be there. What did you learn there? How did it make you feel? What has it meant for your business that you were able to attend that conference?
Okay. For everyone listening right now, that whether they just signed up to be a coach last week or they've been in the business for a while trying to build their team, the same way that they say hit Success Club every month, make it non-negotiable, that's what I'm going to tell you about the New Leaders Conference. So many times I almost gave up in trying to meet the requirements, and something just kept on telling me to push. And I'm so glad that I made it. Consider it a hidden gem. It's VIP training from the top coaches in the network. I mean, how cool is it that we were able to meet Carl face to face, talk to him, eat with the top coaches, and just listen to them share their secrets. I mean, I know you could go on YouTube and listen to it. You could go to Summit, you could go to Super Saturday, but there's nothing like being at a training that is catered just for the new leaders. I went in one way and I came out as a completely different coach. My fear was always how to lead. I've never known how to have leadership skills in a business, and I felt like if they knew what we needed in that training. Like I said, it's exclusive training, and if you are serious about the business, I promise you that everything will fall into place for you to get there. And it's just, you have to be serious about what you want out of Beachbody, and if this is what you want, you'll make it happen. I mean, you have a long way to go to be able to make the requirements for the training.
Yeah, you just have to decide whether you're going to go all in, or if you want to be a hobby coach, fine. But if you want to go all in, you have to decide like today that you're going to go for it, whether it be elite or being at the conference, or you want to be premier. The decision needs to be made now, because you need to start putting in the work now. You can't wait.
One thing they told us at the New Year's conference was to not lose faith or trust at the end of your story. So whatever your goal is, whether it's just to, like you said, be a hobby coach or do this full time, even if all these obstacles are thrown at you, even if you feel like everything's going bad in your business, just keep focused and revisit your why. And if you think of your why every single day, every time an obstacle is thrown at you, you just look up and you say, all right, what's next? And you just keep on moving. These are just little obstacles thrown at you to see if you can handle the business. And I just say to everyone, do not give up, continue doing what you're doing, and everything will fall into place. You just have to be consistent with your business and treat it like a full-time business if that's what you want it to be.
I agree. Amen. You know, the rewards that this business can produce are life-changing. But you have to believe it, number one. And I know Arlyn has vision for her life, and number two, she has belief in the products, in the company, in our team, and herself. And with those things in her corner, you're unstoppable, because you have the fire within. You can visualize that your life is going to change. You know it's going to happen. You know you're going to succeed. And that's a big component, I believe, of this business, is having that deep belief, because that's what's going to drag you out of bed. That's what's going to, on those bad days, is going to keep you going. It did it for me. I knew I was going to be successful in this. I didn't know the timeline. I didn't know that I would be 15-star diamond, but I knew that I would do whatever it took to get the job done and to replace my salary. And I got it done because I believed. Is there anything else that you want to share? That's all my questions.
My only advice is keep on going for no, and believe in yourself. If you believe in Beachbody and what it's done for you or for other people on your team, I mean, there's times that not that I want to give up because I don't quit, but there's times that I think maybe this is not for me. And then I think, why not? Like, other coaches in the network do it. They're not any different. Like I said earlier, we all have the same tools. It's a matter of applying them. And this business is about choice. It's not about chance. And they just run with it. And imagine if everyone on the call would be relentless and believe in themselves. Diesel Nation would be unstoppable, which it already is.
I agree. One of the things, and we'll end here, is with this business, everything she said is on point, is every day you got to be intentional. So tonight, I want you guys to really, think about what it is that you want out of this business. If you don't have written down goals, I beg you to start writing them down. Buy a little notebook and start writing your monthly goals, your Success Club goals, your short-term goals, but then also know what you want out of this business. You need to have a plan and a focus, and then be intentional in executing what you're going to do. Go for no. That means up the numbers. Guys, when I hear people say that, oh, my friends and family, they don't want to buy from me, screw it. Go find somebody else. There's tons of thousands and millions of people on Instagram, millions of people on Facebook. You cross people every single day when you go to Publix, when you go to Winn-Dixie, when you drop off your kids at school. get out there, be friendly, and meet new people. I did it. I still do it. I know Arlene does it. I know my sister does it. I'm always looking for someone new to talk to. So you need to do that too. If the end goal is to succeed, you have to get uncomfortable. At the end of the day, you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Right?
Yes. Get out of your comfort zone, like everyone says.
That's right. Yep. So guys, it was a great call, Arlene. You had a lot of great tips. You see, I told you were gonna kill it.
I survived.
I told you were gonna kill it. I'm really proud of you. I think you're amazing. I love the hustle. I love the grind. I love your heart. You're an amazing woman, mother, and wife, and friend, and coach. So, just keep pushing. Keep pushing. I know that there's big things out there for you. I have no doubt.
Thank you for always believing in me. I think that makes a huge difference too.
I do. I believe deeply. All right, guys. So don't forget, keep pushing. It's still early in the month. There's plenty of time, right? To hit Success Club, plenty of time, but get it done early. Don't wait till the 29th of February. It's 29, right? There's 29 days this month. Don't wait till the very last day to get it done. Get it done now. And that means start a challenge group, announcing a challenge group for the 29th, I think is a Monday. You can start promoting one for the 29th or the 22nd. Get out there, revisit your list, follow up, invite more people, learn social media, learn your brand, and just do it. There's no excuses here. Just do it. You are the CEO. Believe in yourself and go change lots and lots of lives. So guys, our next team call will be in 2 weeks. I hope you enjoyed it. The link will be posted. Actually, it's the same link. It'll be on my YouTube channel. You guys are free to watch as many times as you can. But thank you for being on. And thank you, Arlene, so much for your time.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night. Bye. Love you.
Love you more.